It's Sunday the 26th of March. This is my spare bedroom. Hasn't been used in ages. I got old kitchen units from my niece last year. Not using them. Putting a new kitchen in here. This radiator has to come away. The boys are coming this Thursday now. Like, I was off on holidays a couple of weeks ago, but snow. I couldn't disconnect the heating. But they're coming this Thursday now to cut this wall out. And I've lifted the flooring on this room. And you can see where the pipes is cemented under the floor. I had to disconnect this radiator. Get that radiator away before this wall before them boys coming Thursday. If I could dig the pipes up the end caps, but I thought I'd take out the back boiler from the fireplace at the same time. And the radiator, the heating, although it's been going since Christmas, it's not right. It's stuck in an air somewhere, and every now and again I have to bleed the air. Oh, it's just like banging and clanging. But that's probably because of the holes and all it's in the boiler. But things aren't going to plan. Hard pressed again. I labelled all the stuff back last Christmas where I thought the pipes were going to. And I thought, well, I'll drain this. Use this wee drain pipe here. I got the hose pipe and all in to do it. Pulled the garden hose and all apart. I'm going to drain the water from there. Empty the system. And then I'll do the back boiler and the radiator both. There's no water coming out of there. That open. There ain't no water coming out of there. But that pipe over there does heat up when the oil's on. And that's linked to that. So I don't know. I was going to go on and crack that open there just to make sure that's not faulty. But I don't think there's any point. First thing I have to do now is because there's no water there now, that could be like I don't know. I don't know what this pipe's for. Never found out what that pipe's for. Bypass pipe. Something to do with whenever that starts and stops. Probably stops thumping and stuff. I don't know. Something to do with that pump starting up, shutting down. Although in this case it mightn't be this pump, it could be the other heating pump. I could pull the fireplace out today. I don't want the whole house a mess. I need my oil still going. Still not warm enough to leave the oil off. If it was the summertime, I'll just drain everything completely. So I don't know now whether to just drain the one radiator or else to pull the back boiler out. I need the radiator removed. I don't need the back boiler taken out in the summertime. Virgin Media were here yesterday installing my fibre. Got a hospital appointment on Tuesday. I've got my MOT on Thursday. Had to put all the car seats in the car yesterday. Everything's all happening now, like. And 2 weeks ago when I had my holidays, it just snowed and rained. Couldn't do nothing. Virgin put on my internet yesterday, and I had the idea of putting a hub up in the attic. This attic's all going to get cleared out. And so I give the boys a hand, like. I come up the attic and I grab the flex. He gave me piles of extra cable, so I can move that cable anywhere I want. I want to get it against the end gable, so we'll get it over the whole garden. But in case it doesn't work, I want to have it so I can move it all around the attic anywhere. So the cable comes in away from that far corner, and it's up to here now, and all this spare cable. And I had a double socket here anyway, so I ran that extension cable to power it. So I haven't got time to look at it yet, but I'm going to try it in different positions all around the attic. But when I get the new kitchen in and get the wiring done in the kitchen, all that crap has to come away so I can get the wiring. But I'm up now to do this oil heating. So the first thing I have to do with the oil heating now is stop water getting into it. So last Christmas this valve broke and wasn't letting water on. Now we need to do the opposite. Now we need to stop the water getting in now. So the handiest way to do that, some houses might have on-off valves. Oh, not this one here. Piece of wood across and a cable tie. You can tie the cable tie around the ball cock arm. I'll leave this phone down here a minute till I get this on. So you put the cable tie around and you just pull it, and that holds the ball cock up. I should just leave a cable tie up here spare. I need two hands. So there's the ball cock now, it's pretty high up. So no more water is going to get into that. So I have to drain that now till that water goes away out of the radiators. Whenever you drain one radiator, it doesn't drain the whole system. And it's actually, if you're removing one radiator, it's handy just doing the one. I'm going to use a wet and dry vacuum cleaner. And that way then you've less chance of getting airlocks. But a lot of guns in that anyway there, you know, that could be flushed out. But there's a drain valve on the oil burner, no chance of getting at it. I got one of them compact oil cabin pack things you call them. There's no way of getting at the valve to get the water out. But if it could, you could just let the water run through and flush it. But that'll do to get the radiator off. The boys in Virgin gave me a hub 5. I'm only supposed to get a hub 3 because of well, it says hub 5 there. My eyesight's away. Hub 5's there anyway. Don't say hub 5. I'm supposed to get a hub 3. I've got 120 gigabyte download. I don't know, I'm here in the house myself. But they give me the hub 5 because it's better coverage. They had a couple of spares in the van. It says I like gold dust getting a hub 5. So there you are, I've got a hub 5. I'm going to use a wet and dry vacuum cleaner in the spare bedroom, but they say me it's why hassle emptying the vacuum cleaner. So I'm going to open this wee drain hole here in the living room radiator and just let the water drain out to this height. So all the water in the whole house will come to this height here. Don't know how many jugs are going to take away, but at least it's more comfortable instead of now noisy hoover. So I'll say probably 10 minutes I'll get the water down to this height here, and then I'll unscrew the nut in the bedroom and start using the wet and dry vacuum cleaner to suck the rest of the water up. I've done away with the jug very quickly. I only got about quite a bit of jugs to stuff this. So I'm going straight into the bucket now. So I said that'll probably take 10 minutes to get to that height. I can open this up further. The reason why I'm using this radiator, all the other radiators, I put this radiator in myself. All the other radiators, the bleed valves are up on the top. This one's got it up the side. So it's dead handy. I'll watch a wee bit of YouTube now. But I might get wee dinner fed, you know, it's pretty early, like, I see this might getting fed early. Because when I dig up this floor, I'm going to have to go down to screw fix then to get the end caps. Another wee tip I got here as well, and anybody wants to move a fireplace, and you want to know where the screws are, get magnets. See the magnets? You wouldn't know where the screw is there. And see on the other side, so I know that's held up there now with 2 screws. That's a wee, I don't know where that magnet came from, but as long as you got a magnet, a reasonably strong magnet, you find the screws. But I haven't nobody give me a hand to lift that out today. And I'm worried that once I take these screws out, it's going to be sort of stuck, and then once I pull it away, it's going to be a little too heavy to move. But might have a go. Took the plaster off, found the wee bracket, no screw on that side. I'm fearing that the thing is glued on. You see the thickness? I think they've glued it on with panel adhesive or something like that. The other side has a wee screw, it's not a very big screw. It's not very clean, so I'm going to poke it out more to get out with a screw. If it doesn't look very big, wouldn't be one wee screws holding the fireplace in. So I'm going up now having to chisel the whole way along here. It's not ever easy, is it, like? Have to screw out this black thing as well. Get that screwed out. That's probably well baked into the heat over the years. When I put my hand in here now, I can feel heat. So it means even when I've got the oil heating on, oil heating is still going through there. I'm losing heat through the oil heating in that boiler. And like there's no water coming out, the water's turned off. I know there's air getting in, so the boiler's going to have to come out. But that means whenever the boiler's out then, that's heat I'm not losing. I run my oil heating, it's not going up the chimney then. There's a non-return valve there, I don't understand, just don't understand it. But you have to be careful what you cap off and stuff, in case you end up, I don't know, it's going to have to come out. Give the place a wee hoover up. Front nose removed now. Screws removed. That fireplace is solid. Now from what I can see from the side here, there is a filler in there. So I'm going to get the chiseling there now. That is pretty tight to the wall. So the plaster could be out beyond that, but that top bit there is not. So the possibility that top bit might come off and it could be more fixes, I don't know. If it breaks, it breaks. It's probably going to burn anyway. I can't see anybody wanting a fireplace. But at least it come out. As I expected, this bit's not, the only thing holding this bit on here is the actual screws. This bit's been glued on. So I'll try and see if I can push it up. But she's well glued on there, like. Also, if I push up the ways, she's not attached down by pushing up the ways. So I'll take the speaker off here and I'll push it up, that'll break that seal. Take the top piece away and that bottom bit should lift away. The top off, ton weight, twice as heavy as it looks. That's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Like, look how they put it on. A wee bit of wire and a bit of screw inside.
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, before I answer that question, I'd say one other really almost thing from last
See, I think the boy used to work or live in this house. Used to, I don't know if we made fireplaces or installed fireplaces, but he put this fireplace in, but I don't know if he made it.
really damning from the paper, which
Oh, well, he just bought it and put it in, but that was his job, putting in fireplaces. So that's how they do fireplaces,
I think it is serious for him. In terms of the timetable, I think the committee is going
The whole thing just seemed glued together, you see.
They're going to report back until after the Easter break, so we're probably talking
Using this glue.
late April, May at the earliest.
Look at this fire, I can't carry this out in one piece. This fire has been basically brought in kit form and glued in place. So I'm going to have to dismantle it bit by bit like a jigsaw. It's handy for carrying out, but like I thought I could have given it to somebody else wanted it. I'll just put it in the garden, freed, if anybody wants it like, but if it's lying in bits, nobody's going to want it. It makes it handy for carrying out. So the whole lot must disassemble. Never pulled a fireplace apart before, but you see now, it is like a jigsaw. This bit here's coming off now in one piece.
It is problematic for Rishi Sunak. He's always been able to deflect that by
It's just glued on.
making policy decisions, which actually suggests he does understand what ordinary people are facing. So, most famously, of course, when he was Chancellor of the furlough scheme, but also
Just cutting something down below.
electricity bills, energy bills rather.
Don't think there's another screw in it, I don't think so.
So he's always been able to say, yes, look, I do
It feels like there's another screw down below.
But inevitably, the cost of living
I've had to use two hands, you ain't get away.
just as it was across.
That's how to make a fireplace. Everybody wants to know how to make a fireplace.
He seems to be fiddling through an expensive
So this is unseparate here then.
the countries.
So that's cemented on, I'm going to smash that. There's no way that's going to come out.
George, thank you very much for joining us on the program.
I'll see, but I've funny feeling I've got to smash that.
George Parker, political editor of the Financial Times.
That boy's inside, never seen the like of that before.
Stop looking over his shoulder.
That is like a homemade job, isn't it?
Another term in power.
All the wee offcuts, just basically everything's glued together.
Bold new policy.
Look at that.
Protocol success. So for the Prime Minister,
Wonder what it costs for a fireplace, I guess, to buy, eh?
more has gone right than wrong.
Suppose it makes sense, they're too heavy to carry in one piece.
He's probably glad of what's happening to Boris, that he's kind of, looks good.
Probably just cut that the same way as wood using
as you said,
no,
a good way to bury bad
concrete
news.
cutting disc.
He's trying to be as transparent as possible and bring it out as
That was the difficulty with the original protocol, and more than
That's just put on way tile adhesive for that. Solid, so that marble's going to break taking it off. There's no way that's going to come off in one piece. So putty, but I'll go down now a wee bit down the side to see if it would come off in one piece. I'll disconnect it from the wall, see what happens. I can't see it. Broke the whole way around it. The wall come out in one piece now. So I don't know whether they've got a backing board on this or what. Look, you see, there's the wee clips. So she has been built to go in one piece. I didn't see the screws. So there must be a backing plate on it. So if anybody else wanted it, they could clean it up, put it back together. Well, the good news is the fireplace out. Bad news is I was expecting to see a gap here where I could get the pipes. There's cement in the bottom here and this is a gap at the bottom. So I'm going to get that chiseled away now. I don't know how you plumb all these up. But nothing's ever easy. Hey, that's supposed to be holding up my chimney breast, that mantle there, like. How much? I tell you, it's dodgy, isn't it? Dodgy or what? That brickwork, yeah. I don't know, see the whole chimney falling down? Everything I'm looking at here now, like,
board, and I was reading in Sligo too.
I have a funny, that's a different colour grey from that grey.
Asking people what their top
Now it could be because
priority
behind it, see must be a bit of smoke leaking there, boys, see that? What the else sealed in? Put the smoke up behind that fireplace.
People just need a working government.
So I reckon them bricks there will come out. These bricks will come out here separate, so that's the main fireplace. The lintel is hanging on no more. lintels hanging on there. So I reckon these bricks here will come out. So I'm going to try and get them out, and then hopefully then the pipes is behind. That boiler is actually going behind here, you see. That's part of the boiler there.
There's a story.
So I'll take off these front bricks. I'll start off the top here, pick off one at a time, see what happens. But it's funny there, I see that could have come out when I took the fireplace out. That wee brick, we'll see what happens. Be a disaster now. There's the pipes all behind. I'm starting to get the concrete away now. The water's starting to push out. Now that water hasn't pushed out since December. The only place I could turn the water off was the pump, and I drained it, but it's still water getting in there because I can feel the heat. But now why is it pushing out now, like? Why does it have to get worse and push out now? It must have made the hole bigger, like, fuck's sake, like. That thing is draining. It's going to take a week for that to drain there. Still on a second bucket. No real quick way to drain the system in here. Man, does have to know this here, like. But it's pushed out pretty quick now. But I'm going to have to go on ahead and there's nothing I can do, like. There's only a certain amount of water, no more water getting into the system from the attic. Look at that pressure, fuck's sake. So there's the actual pipe. The stuff behind is like a cement, but it's a lighter cement. And the stuff, so I'm hoping I get the other pipe up this side. So if I get the size of the pipe then, I can even put the wet and dry hoover once. Like, I don't know if that's going to loosen there, it's well baked in there, like. But the pipe insulation's on there, so that's definitely the pipe back there. So if I get the screwed up, even if I screw up the pipe, I can hold the wet and dry vacuum cleaner here and suck that water a lot quicker and drain the system. So I'm checking here now for another pipe at this side. Hot water has to go in, that could be the other pipe there now, there you see. Either way, that still has to come out to get the boiler out. I'll use that ash there now to help soak up that. Oh, gee, we're getting a flood, It's looking a lot better. Look at that knot there, it's going to be easy to get at. Hey, that's going to be an easy one to get at there. I don't like working electrical tools while working in water. That's the only thing. I don't want this water coming out on me. So I'll see if I get this cleared around here and get them top pipes cleared. That idea to help drain the system's useless. It will take a week. But the water's pushing out of here now. And I'm going to drain the system now how I would normally do it, which is made from the bedroom. I got this new catcher. It's only a wee small one, but it's cheap. You loosen the nut here and you suck it. So it'll come out at course speed. That wee bucket there will fill up there in about a minute or so. So we see how fast this goes now. Once I get this vacuum cleaner go, I'll push that out and she'll come out some speed. Just stop that just as it's full. So there you get the idea now, like. And you just chuck it out the window. That's a lot quicker. It's not handy using a hose pipe, but I can't use a hose pipe because I didn't put no external thing up. So by pulling that out, the water speed goes up, and then once your bucket's full, push it back in again, it goes back to dripping. So I'll toss this out the window now. The only thing about this wee one, at least it's easy to toss out the window. But that's taken out in a minute. What the breeder valve was doing in 2 hours. I say if you had a bigger hoover, all the handier. I actually had a bigger hoover and threw it out. Couldn't find the hose pipe. Threw it out. And then 2 weeks later found the hose pipe. But it lay there for years, never used. With a wee catcher, I don't know what's yellow or what, they show up. And you don't have to clip them on. I've only taken out 2 wee catcher fulls of water. And you can see now that stopped dripping there. And that has stopped dripping. So all that tells me now is that the water level in the system's now below here. Could be anywhere at all. So every radiator now has to empty down. Because I'm lifting pipes in the bedroom, it's going to be right down to the bottom of the floor. So by right, all these air valves and all the radiators should be open. You let the air in and the water out, but see, always chance of air locking. So I'm not going to bother. I'll close this one off now. And we'll see what happens.
There's a lot of conjecture, a lot of debate about this in the press.
I'll keep on draining now in the bedroom. I have it drained more or less, but I'll tell you what I've been doing. I just thought I'd film this wee bit just to show. Whenever the last of the water comes out, the rest of the water in the house is still at level. I need to dig up these pipes. So it means once I dig the pipes up, there's going to be more water coming out again. So what I've been doing is that I've been putting that vacuum cleaner straight on there. So sucking out all the black sludge. It works like a siphon then. So that's just all be drawing water on down below this level. And I'll see you try what's boys. Everything's covered in black, real black sludge. But you see no water coming out of there. There's water coming out now. Let me show you how black this stuff is. The good thing about the Karcher will do wet and dry together with the same filter, because there's times that we would clean algae out of the pond and stuff, and you can suck up a stone. A normal wet and dry has to be dry or wet. It's just pure black there, like pure black. Let me see, I'll lift this up now and tip this out. I'm just tipping out my wonder. You see how black that is there, like. Now in the past I have put in that stuff that stops the rust. I have put in stuff to clear clogs, and I put in antifreeze. So even if it's not to say it's just pure sludge there, it's not to say the heating wasn't working right enough, and it's just that so many stuff running around inside that central heating system. I'll say that water's well down now, you know. But we'll give it one more go now, sucking out that black stuff. My brother, he paid, give you an idea, he wanted his radiators flushed. £600 to flush the radiators. But when the boy came to flush him, he found a couple of other faults, and that cost £600. And then he came back to flush the radiators, and all £600. £1,200 my brother paid. Get a wet and dry vacuum cleaner at a bit of time. You can do every radiator yourself. If you screw that every valve like I'm doing now, I don't want black all over my house. So I'm only doing this one radiator because it's coming off. But if you have problems with your central heating system, that's what you would do. Take the radiators off. Once you disconnect these, you take them out to the garden. You can even run a hose pipe through them if it's sucking the water out. And then put your hose pipe over the pipes under the ground. And that'll also do the system. And then you know at least that this is 100% clean. While flushing a system from outside in a van and the boys charging by the hour, you get it roughly done and you go off. I'm running back and forward to the Hoover to this here job. Notice there's more pipes in the bottom. So there's 4 pipes. That one there, maybe that one there is going under the floor there. It's like archaeology. It's like archaeology sort of. But the problem I'm having now is my wee Kango, my SDS drill here. That's not long enough to get the back of that. That's about as far as it's going to reach. But still going to be too hard to bang it with a hammer. So I'll see what I can do with this. Bit at a time. I've been well cleared now. The only problem I'm having now is a bottom pipe there, a top pipe there, that's alright. But there's one on this side. I don't know if my spanner's going to get in there. I don't have proper plumbing tools. But that pipe goes round the back and comes out below. That pipe's going to be a problem. Now I know there's 2 pipes going to the floor, there's one goes to the attic. If that one goes to the attic, I can remove that up in the attic and just rip that out. So if I get these 2, once I get it out, I know which way it's going. The one that's going up the ways, I'll just rip out completely. There's this now dust stuff here, I don't know what that is. You really need a dust mask, and that's what they've packed behind it. And it seems to go in there a bit. So that must be because the pipes are going down the ways. I say once I'm on there, I don't know where that pipe's going. That pipe's going at about that depth there. So I need to know what's going up and down. These big plumbers things, that's years old there. That's what you need there. You need something heavy to get them up. The whole thing's turning the boiler. The thing's coming right by the boiler. That's always now I need 2 spanners now. Like. I'll take that one out there, that one there's turning. Nothing's ever easy, is it? Like, nothing's ever easy. I give it all a yank with 2 hands and the spanner, see what happens. That's so bad, it's come loose. That's what you want there. See, that's right, I can get that off there. I was supposed to get that big spanner in there. Now, they put it in, so maybe I will get it in. That one's at an angle there, so that might be more awkward to get in there. See what happens. One on the bottom two, we get these two off first anyway, and I'll really rig it. Once them two's off, I might really rig it a wee bit and bring that one out. I can feel a wee bit of water coming out of that bottom pipe. I'll tell you the problem I have now. It's probably glued on at the back as well. So I'm not shifting at all. It's a ton weight or what. I need to get the shift slightly, like you would. I ain't moving. It's like a tank. It's like a tank. Not budging a millimetre. I've got the sledgehammer on now, like, but I busted another hole in it. I'm just thinking, was it screwed down to the base or what? I don't know. There's a bottom in that that's cemented over? I don't know. Would there be a bottom on? God only knows, like. I was trying to chisel in here and all, like, just to see, and that looks like an end there. See, if I see a new one out, maybe I should look at one into that new one to see if there's a bottom on them. I wouldn't have thought there would be a bottom. You think it would move a wee bit, wouldn't you? Them pipes are disconnected there. There is that crap stuff in behind, holding it, but I have no way of getting that out until I pull it. Once I pull this out, that is free. That'd be gluing it in place.
Our friends and family went ahead and bought ceramic frogs.
God, nothing's easy, is it? Nothing is easy. I thought once I got this connected here, it would just pull away.
When she got married, half the gifts were from
I'm going to get something to eat.
and eventually the black bag. As time passed, people would
Bottom movement there, right?
reminisce
I
about
don't see the
Neil.
bottom moving much.
Oh, she'd be passionate feminine, a recreational feminist.
There's movement
much
now.
indeed. So
It's not spread to the bottom.
everything about everybody, or what they like. And
I think it's
take a
just
little while
wait
now
now, let's hold
if
it
you
in
want
place.
to do anything about it.
That back is lifting off the floor there.
Folk, country and American singers and American
Oh, the two screws the side here, I haven't found. See, there might be a wee, whatever water's in that pipe coming down, will still be in that pipe. I want to move it a wee bit to see how much water came out. And if I need a whole lot, I'll bring my wet and dry hoover over. There is a wee bit in it, like, but
Here's a traditional song which he has interpreted quite.
it's going to be heavy to move.
Interpreted actually quite brilliantly. It's called Wickhouse.
I might just try and yank this side out here, whatever happens, happens. And if the whole lot could come out, I can, if that pipe there might be flexible at the back, if the whole lot pulls out, I can get it that there. I'll have to get 6 inches, and I can get that with a spanner. Right a minute, I put the crowbar underneath, it's pulling the bottom out. So that breaks it loose there now. It's all out crap, it's all out cement in the back that's holding it. Like that now, that's I want it there now. Let's just pull out, see how much water comes out of there now. I'm using the crowbar here and doing a wriggle. I think it's so difficult, isn't it? You see, there's no way I can get that out there. And them pipes are still cemented in. When they plumbed this up, them pipes would have been free. And then by the time they got this height here, they've packed all that up with this concrete stuff, this nice stuff here. But it means now the pipes are flexible when I take this out. And now look, she's almost out there. Look, there she's out. So the water's coming out of the boiler, not the pipe. That's grand. Now to get this all wee side out now. That's it. Now I have to try and pull this straight out now and pull that pipe out along with that pipe still be cemented in a bit. But see, crowbar is brilliant invention, so there. Brilliant invention. There's different ways of using a crowbar. So I need to turn this off now and get that out with the crowbar. I need 2 hands again. So I'll have the boiler out now enough now to get at this with a spanner. That's a smaller size one there. The only thing I'm thinking on now, I might get a plumber on now to seal off these pipes. Not because I can't put end caps on them, because I want the knowledge of a plumber to know if I'm not going to, the system's not going to blow up. But even if I do get a plumber on, I'll save the fortune on labour for doing all this. I'm tightening it. Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
On Twitter at FR all the word FRBRI.
But I haven't finished yet. I get this pipe off, gets a need. I should have had a dust mask. And depending what pipe's going up and what pipe's going down, I can still disconnect the pipe, go up to the attic. But I might just get a plumber to finish the rest off. All I need now is a plumber to go in the hot press and just isolate the rest of these pipes. I'm going to go ahead now and do the radiator today. I'll plumb that up myself. I'll disconnect that myself, dig up the floor. And then the system has to be filled up with water. It's always a hassle. When I put in the new oil burner at the start, the new oil burner, I had a plumber do it for me. It took him a couple hours to get there out of the system. Because you don't know how other people have plumbed the house up. So he didn't do anything I wouldn't do as far as getting the air out. It just took ages. Putting the pump back and forward. You take the pump out of the boiler, pump it one way, pump it the other way, pump it one way, pump it the other way. You do that a couple of dozen times and eventually the air gets out. So that's right now, that's ready for dumping now. Look at the mess of my room now, boys. What I tied up to do there now, like, get the rest of that concrete taken out. I'll take out that stuff at the side now, free up them pipes, see where they're going. Some people will say, would you not just weld the top of it? But what happens, the rain comes down the chimney when it's not been used, and the top of it just gets... So, where is the actual hole? And I would say they've already made the top a lot thicker, knowing that's going to happen. But even at that, if the fire was lit every day, then it would never get wet. It'll always be warm. So there's no actual big gaping hole. So if I got a hammer and tap that, see them when the water's coming out. But in saying that, you know, they could have put a half an inch thick. For what metal's there, they could have put a half an inch in that there, couldn't they, to stop it rusting? But they wouldn't sell boilers then, would they? Saying that boiler there, so you see warmed the water up at the side as well. Water going to the side of that. Can never get a grate for that, it's very big. Can never get a grate. That boiler there is about 30 years old, 35 years old. That's when the boy last done this house up. Still haven't got nothing to eat. I get well fed now, a little fed. I've used the wee SDS drill now to carve out these pipes here. The reason why I could have left the pipes on the ground, but I need to put an end cap on them. So I need to lift the pipe out so I can get it cut to get an end cap on. And the door's going on here now, like, so this has to come away. So I'm tucking this away as far as there. I'm hoping now, I'm going to take off that nut now, take off the radiator. And I'm hoping now when I lift the pipe up, that the pipe will lift up at an angle that I can cut it here with my pipe cutter and put a wee end cap on it. And same with the other one. So I need to go back a bit to allow the pipe to bend. So although I'm back there, I'll probably put the end caps on here. And if I wanted later on then put a radiator on the end wall, I could do. Although I'm not a fan of radiators in the kitchen. I don't eat in the kitchen. I like the kitchen to be cooler. I don't see the sense of heating up a kitchen and then trying to cool down your milk and stuff and keep your bananas right. So I've never had the radiator on my kitchen as it is now. But I like the rest of the house warm. So the pipes are there. They come off a T-junction from underneath the bathroom, which is the other side, and then they go through then into my bedroom. So it might be an option too to put a radiator as you walk in the door instead of down this end. Because I'm going to have curtains each side of these patio doors at night time. But if I get these end caps on now, and the end caps on the fireplace, I can get the heating going again. The rest go done later. Screw on the end caps is not ideal for here, like normally when I solder stuff on, anything underneath the floor. But when I put the kitchen in, I'll leave this bit empty. So it'll be underneath the keyboard. So anytime I want to check if there's any leaks or anything, I can still get at it. That's the idea anyway. So I'll disconnect this radiator now. There's the wee forewoman now. Oh, she's having an investigation. She's had a wee nap there. What have you been doing? If we go down the screw fix this evening, we'll take her down to Lisfannon Beach. She'll like that, so she will. It's the most beautiful day out there now, after all that heavy rain. I'm stuck doing this. The catcher hoover is brilliant. I'm using that to suck up the rubble as well. Brilliant wee job, so it is. So it's wet and dry. Let's get them both today. Alright, honey. Oh, wee stretchy. You let me get this finished now. I'll say another air pit and we'll be on our way down to screw fix. That's what I reckon. Alright. There's I took the radiator out, but I sludged the radiator. Put it there rather than spill over the house. I'm starting to lift the pipe up here now. And that's where I'm going to cut it. So I've gone back as far as there, the floor. I'm going to cut it here. I have 3 pipe cutters. This wee one here is not accurate, but it gets into tight spots. That one there would be the more proper one. These are all years old. That's the type they use nowadays, but that's a cheap version of it. So I'm going to try and use that one there, get the hang of this one here. But I was doing a lot of cutting the pipes, I like to use this one. It's got the wee tool and all too to get rid of the rough edge. But I'm going to try this one here now. That should work alright there. And but see how it goes. Because it's a while since I used these, I'm going to cut it here. Make sure I get a nice cut. If that works, then I'll cut it here. I don't want to cut it there and find that, oh, that's a mess. And then cut it there, it's a mess. And I end up running out of pipe. So I'll put that on there. That just screws on the pipe. And then you screw this wee thing here and that tightens up. I can't remember if you go clockwise or anti-clockwise. I'm about to find out now here. But I think I thought she should auto tighten, as far as I know. With this one here, you tighten yourself as you go along. You give it a wee screw. If you screw it, at least you get a better feel. So we'll try this wee one here now. So it's easy enough. There's 2 adjustments on it for 15mm and whatever the next size is. And basically you put it to where you want to put it, one or the other. And then you push it on so it clicks on. And it's dead easy. So that was quite well there. The only thing is it doesn't smooth off inside your pipe. But I'll still use that wee tool then in the end. That pulls out. That there takes off your rough inside. Even though I'll not be using this pipe, water will still be in it, so I'll still do it properly. Then you need a wee bit of wire wool. Clean that down and put your cap on it. So that's that one done there. Now we'll get the next one done. What I'm doing now, get the pipe and a rocket. Let's see, it comes out. This one now I have to cut a wee bit further up because you can't have room for 2 things side by side. You don't want the spanners catching and all. So I'll take off this installation here and I'll cut this one a bit up here. Clean out the last of this rubble here, get it all hoovered out, and then I'll go down and the screw fix, get the caps. That's the 2 of them cut now. So get this place cleaned up. What I've done, I have a whole pile of black buckets. I must have about 20 black buckets. I'm leaving the rubble in the black buckets, throw them in the boot of the car, and then I take them to the recycling place instead of putting them on the trailer. See, it's double handling.